Hello everyone, it's Amy and welcome back for another journaling on a budget video. So I really don't have any clue what we're going to do today. We're just going to start at the beginning of the book and get a page ready to go. So as far as the front cover goes, I don't think I'm going to do anything. Maybe at some point I will put a "this book belongs to" in the front, but I'm not sure that I want to do that. I really like the looks of this. And this page, I really kind of think that this page is done. I think that this would be really cute to put a picture under or something. So I don't think we need to do anything with that one. Now this page, the back of the other page was kind of messy, and so we're going to need to cover this. So that's where we'll start. And I just pulled out, I have all of the things that I just stuffed in the back of the book as we were making the book. I have a lot of pages here that are from when we did our line stamps, and then I just sucked the paint off of the stamp pad, and just some of the tags we've made, all of the extra cutoffs. So I've got those here, and then I've got some tea-dyed papers and tea-dyed doilies, and I've got our templates to cut tags with, and some different things like that. So, and I do have some distress inks and the little bits and pieces that we had left over from when we made our flower thing, and when we made our little house borders, we cut out the butterflies. So I've got those things here. So I'm not sure what to do with this first page, and I think really, because it's just such a blank page, I think what I'm going to do first is just cover it. Just have a piece of tea-dyed paper here that has a little color to it, and I think I'm just going to cut that to the size and just glue it on. I'm just going to make a mark here where I want to cut it. We'll just bring in our cutter and cut it off and glue it in, and then we'll decide what kind of pocket or whatever we want to put on this page. Just get it nice and straight here. Okay, we've got a little bit at the top and the bottom, so I think I'm going to cut off just a little bit more, and so that we'll have a little bit all the way around, and then I'm going to just use some distress stain and color up the edges, I think. So if we put that in there like that, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to put that there. I'm going to use brown, that's purple. Vintage Photo is what I have for my brown today. I like Vintage Photo and I like Tea Dye. Those are my two favorite browns. I have Walnut Stain, and for me, that feels a little bit too dark, so I don't use that one very often. Because I'm gluing a paper on top of this, I'm not worried, you know, how much extra I get on the paper. I'll turn this towards me to make it a little bit easier. And just get it dyed up so that we don't see that white. I'm not a big fan of white. A little bit here and there doesn't bother me. And like when I do my stamps, I like the stamps to have that little bit of white around the edge not stamps, but when I was cutting my flowers out. So I guess I can't say that I really don't like white. Oh, that's something I should have brought over, I should have brought over my flowers that I cut out. Okay, I wasn't going to put any in the middle, but I think that we're going to need it. So I'm just going to go in here and get a little bit down the center. There we go. Okay, get rid of all that extra little bits that fall off of your sponge. And there. That looks good. What does the other side look like? Nope, I like this side. So I'm going to put the glue on this side. I'm going to put it down with Fabri-Tac. You could just use a stick glue. You just want to get along. Since we're covering the page, you want to make sure that you get right out to those edges well, so that it doesn't lift up. And now this is the part of journals that always throw me off a little bit, is the finishing them off. The construction, I love. The decorating, which I'm sure you've heard me say this a million times, it's just not my favorite. It's not my favorite part because I feel like I'm not very good at it. But the more you do something, the better you get. And whether you think you're good at it or not, just give it a go, and you'll figure out how to get it so that it's pleasing to you and you're happy with it. So there. Oh, covering up that white, just covering up that white makes me much happier. Got a little bit of glue on there I want to get off. There we go. Yeah. So that looks good. Yeah, that white was just way too white. Even if it wasn't messy, I would have covered it. Okay, so now we have to decide what do we want to put in here. So we have the little film strip belly bands. That's kind of cute. But it would need something at the top and the bottom, or put it in like this and put a pocket at the bottom. I don't know that that's right. Let's see, what else do we have here. This is just a book page that I just put some of the cut-off papers on. That could go on the edge and flip out like this, and we could put tea-dyed paper on the inside. I love the looks, the way this book came apart on some of the pages. I just think that is so cool. I don't know if you can see that, but I just love that part. Okay, so if we did that and it flipped open, we did it in the middle, it's got something on both sides, so we actually could even put it in as a tuck, but I don't want to do any more. You know, I mean, I could actually tuck this through like this, but I don't want to have any more pages. We might even have to take out a few pages, because by the time we start decorating this, it's going to get quite thick. I like it over here. I like how it flips to the outside. We just have to figure out what we'll do here. Let's put some coffee dyed paper inside. Oh, I also pulled out a bunch of journaling cards that I got somewhere. I don't even know where they came from. Here's some cut-offs. So if we put those in there, I think I'm going to just do that and then just cut off the extra. And then we'll have to figure out what else we're going to put on the page. Oh, I have some doilies here. Maybe a doily would look cute sticking out from under this, or coming from the center out towards this. Get right along this edge. Make sure I get it all the way to the center. There we go. Move that for a second and just give this a good press. That's the biggest thing, is getting things when you've got them glued, especially with the glue stick, is get it burnished down really well so that it sticks well. Please excuse the ink all over my hands. I've been doing some other things today. I just have a mess that I can't get off right now. I'm just going to cut these off. Here, cut the top off. Then I'm going to cut these separate because I don't want to cut off the little extra, those little sticky out bits on there that came off when I ripped the page out. There we go. Just cutting out along the outside edge of those so they still show up. They don't show up as well because now they have the paper behind them, but it will make them more sturdy. And I just like that. Alrighty, I think we can get rid of these little bits. We're going to put that on there. Now I don't want to glue that down until I kind of know what I want to do, because sometimes I glue things down right away and then the next thing I want to do doesn't work. It needs to go underneath or something like that. So just going to grab some doilies here. That doily is really big. This one is smaller. Oh, I like the texture in the middle of this one. Okay, so if this one were to stick out here like this, it's almost too big, I think. Let's try this one. Try and get those crinkly bits on the page. I'm going to fold this in half. Straighten out the edge right there. And fold it in half because I'm going to see what it looks like. If I like it on this side, I'm going to see what it looks like going through to the other side, which I just said I didn't want to tuck more stuff through. Okay, so if I put that there, and then put this on top of here, I like that. I like how the color shows through right here from the paper underneath. Then maybe find a pretty pink flower or something to put in the center. I love those wrinkles, but I'm not so sure that it's working for me. Okay, definitely like it like that better. So let me see where the other side of this page is. Oh, it's going to be this back side over here. So would I like that sticking out over there, which this is going to have tea-dyed paper too, I'm sure. Yeah, I think what we'll do is I'm going to glue it down on this side. And I'm going to leave it going through like that. And then when I get to that last page, if I don't like it, I can always cut it off here. So I'm going to leave it for now because I think I might like that back there. Now, do I want to distress around the edges of that to make it stand out even more? Oh, I don't think so. I don't know. If I distress that, I should distress this along the edges. Let's do it. Just a little bit. We don't have to do it really dark. Oh yeah. I like how that's looking on those little bits that I liked on the edge of this page. It's really making them stand out nicely. So I'm glad we decided to do that. And then it kind of blends the words, the little letters back a little bit, but I like it how the page letters stick out on the edge of things. I think that little black just really gives it a little something. All right, so I'm going to glue that in there. Let's just try and do a little distressing on the edge of this. I won't distress the other side until we decide if we're going to keep it, and then decide if we want it distressed or not. Yeah, just a little bit is making it look very nice. that. And that, and then this is going to flip out, and then this can have something on the front of it also, some stamping or some flowers or something. Do I want it centered? No, I think I want it down here, and maybe a stamped word or saying across the top. All right, so I'm going to glue this down for sure. And then when you get your book together, then you just go back through and you just double check and make sure that everything is glued down pretty well. This one I didn't come out far enough, so I'll just bring that out a little further. That looks nice. Is that, yeah, that's got it. Alrighty. And I'm going to quick grab my flowers and my corner stamp, and I'll be right back. I'm not going to pause you because I don't want to have to join two videos. Here I come. They weren't too far away. So I've got my flowers and my butterflies. And I don't like these corners here. They're just kind of a little bit too square for me, so I'm just going to round it off with a medium-sized corner rounder. Yep, at the bottom too. There we go. I'm not going to do the outside edges because the outside edges of my pages are not rounded, and so I'm going to keep it straight just like the outside edges. And that looks good. Even though I did put the blue paper on the back of this, I am going to glue it right down. But do I want something sticking out from underneath here? I don't think so, because then that would really mess with the doily. So I'm going to just go ahead and glue this one right down. And then we'll see where we go from there. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching my videos. I really do appreciate it. So I never thought when I started this that I would still be going and that I would have as many subscribers as I do. And it's just something that's really enjoyable for me. It gives me something to look forward to do. It's a lot of work, but it's fulfilling, you know. It just makes me feel good to get something accomplished. And doing the videos kind of keeps me on my toes because, you know, I had gotten kind of away from actually putting things in the book, and then I had a few comments like, are we ever going to get back to the book? It's kind of like, I forgot about the book. I was just making things to put in a book, but I wasn't even putting them in there. There we go. I like that. I'm not going to distress the edges of this, which if I was going to, I should have done it before this, but I think I'm going to run just a little bit right down the center. Not much, just use the edge of my sponge. There we go. That's good. All right. Now, what do we want to put on here? I think I want flowers on this page. So what do we have for flowers? And that's a really big one. That's too big. I don't know why I'm sorting them over there. Let's see. Let's put this over here. That's too wide. Do we want to stick with pink? Oh, I like that. I kind of like that. I'm going to leave that there for now. Nope. Nope. That would have been pretty if it was going the other way. Okay, I think I really like this one. I don't think I need to go any further with that. And I don't know that I want to put a flower here also. What about just some greenery? If I took the... No. I thought maybe if I took the flowers off the top. I think I'm going to put this one down. That one does go the right way. It's got the right curve to it. Okay, I'm going to leave that one out too. And I think maybe put something underneath of it, like some music paper or something. And that might look nice. But this one, I'm going to just put that down right now because I really like it. A piece of parchment here to do this on. Oh, and we're going to shake on our shaky table. I like that. I think that's really pretty. Now, what to put under there? I have some cool stuff that I just got. No idea what it is. It's just a mesh. And I got a whole roll of it at a garage sale. Doesn't really show up at all. Don't know that that's what I want. Let's see, what else do I have? Maybe a little piece of napkin. Nah, I don't like that. Not that one anyways. Nope. See, this is the hardest part for me, is trying to figure this out. Now this is got a really nice big round flower here. And glue on my hands. This might look nice because this just seems so bare. I don't like a flower there. I don't know why, but I don't like it. But I think I do like this. I need to move it over a little bit. Let's just do this. Okay, if I want it right there, I need to cut it right there. And then I was watching, Roxy Creations, Rachel. And then I saw Sonia do it. They glue their napkins down with a glue stick when they're doing something like this, which I never thought of. I've always glued napkins with decoupage, with like Mod Podge, or with water glue. I like that. I'm going to put that right down there. And I never would have thought that it worked, and it works really good. So you can do your napkin, and it makes them so they're not as wrinkly. Now, I like the texture of a napkin when it gets wrinkly, but putting it in a book like this, or, you know, it's so much easier to just go ahead and put it down with the stick glue. That looks nice. I like that. Maybe it doesn't even need anything on top of there. Yeah, I really kind of like it the way it is. Now I need something up here, and I really think I do want to maybe put some kind of a word up there. Let's see, I've got my Hampton Art stamps that we got in our Build Your Stash series. Oh, there's beautiful. I kind of like that. Let's see what it would look like on there. Yeah, I think that'd be just the thing to put on there. Now the question is, do I want to do it in brown or do I want to do it in pink? I think I want to do it in brown. And then do I want to do it in distress brown, which means that it's going to show up a little bit distressed, or do I want to do it in the Hampton Arts brown so it would be very solid? I think I'm going to do it with the distress. The distress inks do not give you a super good coverage, and I'm going to try it on another piece first just to see what it looks like. Just trying to make sure I get some on there. It's hard, you can't see it when you put it on there. I want to see if it's going to show up enough before I stamp it right directly on my book. But if I were to stamp it on there and messed it up, then I would just cover it with something. I think that looks nice. I do like that. So if I mess it up, I can always rip around that one right there and just glue it to the right to my book. Now again, I just need to make sure that I get the ink all over the whole thing, or hope to get the ink all over the whole thing. And I want it right there. Give it a chance to soak in. It's not how hard you press, it's how long you let it sit there. And I know I repeat those types of things all the time, but that is something that I never knew. And once I learned it, it really made a difference on how well my stamping came out. Because I would push really hard, but pick it up too soon. And didn't get the best in my stamping. There we go. And I like the way that looks. It's kind of almost floating there, but not sure really what to do with that right this second. So I'll leave it and think about it. Maybe I will actually want to, take a piece and stamp it and rip around it and glue it on there so it has some. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do this. The piece that you pull towards you is the piece that doesn't have the white edge, which is why I'm kind of doing this backwards for what I'm used to. But I don't want the white edge on my words. Now I stamped this so close to the top, hopefully, because I want to edge it with the ink, so hopefully I won't go into the letters too badly when I put the edging on it, put the distress ink on the edge. I don't like that little corner sticking out there. I think that might be better. Let's ink it up a little bit to give it some definition and then put it in C. But that's the whole thing. You can always, whatever you do, if you don't like the way you did it, just cover it up with something. It's not a big deal. And you may find that when you're done, even if you loved it and then you did one more thing and you don't love it anymore, you may be surprised that once you fix it somehow, you'll love it even more. I like that. I like that a lot, but I think it needs a piece of fabric or something underneath of it. So I am going to just leave that there. And I'm going to put just a piece of muslin, just a square piece of muslin under that, just to give it some, just to make it stand out just a little bit. So, and I don't, again, have that right here either. So I'm going to do that off camera. But I think that this turned out really nice. Now, if I decide I want to add more to it or do something else, I might want to do something up here. Maybe a butterfly. Let's see what we've got for butterflies. I got these butterflies at the Dollar Tree for $1. The day I went to get them, I may have told the story already, I saw them there and I didn't get any. And then I went back the next day and I had Papa with me. I had to take him for some blood work, and I told him, I'm going to just run in, I'm going to grab a package of these stickers, or they're not stickers, they're just cut out card. But I'm just going to grab them, I'll be right out. Well, they were redoing our Dollar Tree, changing everything around, and I ran in there to get them, and they were nowhere to be found. And I found where they moved the craft stuff to. They were not there. They weren't anywhere. So I asked the lady really quickly, do you know where they are? She's like, nope, they do that at night, but I'll help. All of a sudden, she's like, they're over here. They were in with like the toothpaste and stuff. They were hanging there in that aisle. Oh, I think that's pretty. Do we want him? I think we want him going this way. I like that. We are going to put him on there. So I got them, but Papa had to wait just a little bit longer in the car. I mean, I was probably in there 10 minutes, but I thought I would be in there less than 5. He doesn't mind. He sits in the van and he people watches. But I hate to just like leave him in there, but he doesn't like to get out. It's too hard to get in and out of the van. There we go. Now I actually think that once we put the little piece of fabric under there, I think that this page is done. That's really pretty. I like it. And I've been, the collaging part, when I started this journal, you would not have seen this type of thing in here more than likely, because I never really did collaging and I really wasn't very good at it. Didn't quite, get it. And I have been watching Rachel from Roxy Creations and Tracy Fox, but I've really been loving Rachel's. She's got like the 100-day challenge, which I think is about over now. And she just does a great job of just putting things together and trying them out here and there, and they come out beautiful. And I've really learned a whole lot from that. So if you think you can't collage, go and watch Roxy Creations, because that will give you a lot of tips. And it's not like she gives you tips necessarily, it's just watching her process, the way that she tries it and tests it, and she calls it auditioning, different things, and just watching the process really kind of gets it in your head, like how to try this and try that and see how it looks. So, well, thank you very much for stopping by today. I really do appreciate it. I hope you like this page. We only have about 500 more to go. No, but we do have quite a few to go. So we'll see as we go through how we come along. So thank you again. I do appreciate all of your support, and I hope that you all have an outstanding day. Bye-bye.